Assassin's Creed is a special game. It's the kind of game you tell your friends and family about even if they're not into games. First and foremost, it's one of the most unique worlds ever created. It literally lives and breathes, but it's also a fun and exciting action title with a ton of stuff to do and places to explore. And the story will draw you in until you have to see it through to the end. Simply put, Assassin's Creed is one of the best games of the year. Not enough can be said about the living, breathing world of Assassin's Creed. As Assassin Altair, you'll explore 3 major cities of the Holy Land in the 12th century. Each one is absolutely gorgeous, filled to the brim with details. You'll see eagles soaring around tall towers, drunks will push you around, beggars will ask you for money, townspeople will call out for help. It's a real treat simply to wander around listening in on political rabble-rousers complaining about the Crusades, or climbing towers just to check out the incredible view. The visual design has a lot to do with how believably organic everything feels. The cities are absolutely huge, and everything is beautifully lit with just the right amount of bloom effect. Textures are so good you feel as if you could reach out and touch stuff. Animations are almost as well done. Altair scales walls, leaps from cathedrals, and fights enemies off with his sword. It all looks fantastic, and he smoothly moves from one move to the next without a hitch. Citizens don't move around quite as gracefully, but considering there are tens of thousands of them in any given city, it's pretty easy to forgive. Sound effects and voice acting are terrific, though the actor playing Altair is the weakling, but it's only because everything else around him is just so good. There are 2 related stories tying it all together. In the modern world, a bartender named Desmond has been captured by a researcher and his assistant. As it turns out, our DNA stores the memories of our ancestors, and Altair is Desmond's ancestor. The scientists stick Desmond in a machine called an animus so that they can learn information about Altair. In the past, Altair has been tasked with assassinating 9 important leaders. You'll have to play to see what these 9 men have in common and exactly what this has to do with Desmond and his captors. But rest assured, it's pretty awesome. It's too bad the ending is confusing and doesn't bring a whole lot of closure. Of course, none of this would mean much if it wasn't fun to play Assassin's Creed. Good thing that the game is entertaining from start to finish. You'll run around on rooftops, climb buildings, slice guards up with your sword, stab them quietly in the back. You'll pickpocket delivery men and do a whole lot more. There are several different mission types in this regard. In some cases, you sit on a bench and eavesdrop.
He's called another meeting.
Or you'll beat the information out of your target.
You seem to know quite a bit about Tamir.
Or performed a timed set of assassinations for an informer. Most of the missions are easy to pull off in the early stages of the game, but once the guards and townspeople start recognizing you, they get a little tougher. There are optional tasks too, like rescuing citizens from rogue guards or collecting all the flags strewn about the levels. The combat is really cool. You can pounce on enemies using your hidden blade or use thrown daggers, but your sword is really where it's at. It's just simple button mashing at first, but eventually you'll learn some counter moves where the camera zooms in and shows you Altair's elite skills. Eventually you'll be taking on over a dozen enemies at a time, and getting the timing of your counter moves down is really important, especially in some big battles at the end of the game where you're forced into combat and simply can't escape. Most of the time you won't need to fight if you don't want to, though. You can slink quietly around the city, being careful not to alert the guards to your presence. If you do get their attention, you can climb to the rooftops, lure them up to you, and then grab them and throw them to the ground. It's a pretty awesome way of handling things, especially when you hear the gasps and cries of the people below. Or you can hide in a haystack or in a group of wandering scholars. Climbing up buildings and jumping around the rooftops is a lot of fun since the controls are really smooth. You can leap across alleys, climb impossibly high towers and steeples. What's most amazing about that stuff is that nothing looks like it was set up for you to be able to do platforming on it. The architecture all looks really organic and natural. It just happens you can climb all over it. It's all in the details in Assassin's Creed. Galloping on a horse through the countryside, cramming a bloody dagger in a dude's neck, it's all terrific. And it's both beautiful and fun. This is a game you will remember years from now and an absolute must-play.